Hi, I'm Christy. I have a fringe now, so I need to wear cool headgear like this to keep that under wraps. Oh, we need to be out a wee bit more. Oh, that's in. Welcome to my channel. I feel like I'm not in the right position. I have a new magnifying mirror sitting right here in front of me and it is making me feel so insecure. I have never seen my neck for this angle before. I can literally see every pore on my face. Oh my god. Hi, I'm Christy, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to be trying, as you can probably see by the title, today I'm going to be testing out Primark's new range of vegan. Why have I tried so many times to say that sentence and it will not come out right? Primark's new vegan makeup range. Today I'm going to be trying out Primark's new Why? Speak, bitch, speak. Today I'm going to be trying out Primark's new vegan makeup range. It is their collaboration with Frina. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I didn't know if it was like Mina and the M was on its side or if it was like a really jaggy 3, but apparently it is a really jaggy 3. So I'm going to say that it's Frina. From the quick, and I mean very quick, Google search that I done on this brand, they seem to be renowned for their vegan makeup. Their makeup is paraben free and also cruelty free. I really planned on like reading about the products properly and then seeing if they like matched up to what they're supposed to do, but honestly I just want to apply makeup and see if it's good, so that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So I have enough products here for almost an entire face of makeup. I think the only things that I didn't get were a setting powder and an eyebrow product. I could have got a setting spray as well, but honestly I just have so many setting sprays that I just kind of felt like it was going to be like a little bit of waste of money. I already have about 4 or 5 setting sprays there that I never even use, so just buying another one just seemed kind of pointless to me. So the first product that I have here is the 3-in-1 foundation. Apparently this is a Primark concealer and foundation. I will be the judge of that. I really like their packaging. It's very simple and I can assume that this is like recyclable. Recyclable? Is that word? Recyclable. Recyclable. You ever like say a word over and over and it does not sound like a word anymore? Recyclable. So I've got the shade 330 here. I'm not sure how many shades they actually do in this. In the Primark that I went into, there was maybe about 5 or 6 shades available, most of which were like Caucasian, slightly tanned Caucasian, and a little bit more of a tanned Caucasian, and like one really deep shade. So I'm not actually sure how many shades that it's available in, but in the Primark that I went to there was only about 5 or 6 shades. So it's quite a thick formula. We'll just take about this much right now and I'll do like half of my face, and because this says that it's a primer, concealer and foundation, I'm not going to prep my skin with anything first. I already have a moisturiser down, so I'm just going to lay this down the way that I would my normal foundation, and then in any parts that I feel like I need extra coverage I'm going to see if we can like build it up to get that kind of like concealer effect. I'm just going to use my sponge like I would usually apply foundation with. Oh, it feels like it's going to be like quite good coverage. It feels thick with 2 C's. Okay, that looks like it's probably going to be quite a nice match for me, I would say. Ooh. That was like the tiniest little bit and the coverage on that is pretty good so far. So far that's looking really nice and I've not really used a lot and the coverage on it is pretty good so far. It doesn't say on the box what kind of finish this is, but I would say that it's like a kind of satiny finish. It's not very dewy and it's not very matte. It's just like that really nice in between kind of formula. I already have my eyebrows on, but if I do my eyebrows first and then do my foundation I always end up messing them up anyway, so I'll need to go back in and do them, so I'm not too bothered if I like go over them by accident. Okay, so far that's really nice and I still have like over half of what I put on my hand. That was just like one little dollop that I used, and yeah, I've not even used half of it, and like the coverage on that is really nice. Probably like a medium coverage right now. I'm going to do this side of my face here, and then I'm going to see if like the coverage is more buildable than that. And because my skin's looking a little rough, it's probably quite a good time to test it out, because generally when my skin is looking really good, I don't like to have too much coverage. I kind of go for like light to medium unless I'm feeling particularly extra on a day. I literally cannot get over how spotty my neck is. I just don't look at my neck from this angle and it'd be so magnified. God, that's so depressing. So I've used 99% of that what was on my hands there. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more now, and I'm just going to see if I can like build that up in areas to make it a more full coverage. As it does say that it's a primer, foundation and concealer, so that does lead me to believe then that it is going to give me that fuller coverage on areas where I really am needing it. Okay, so that definitely is building that coverage up there. It's like adding more coverage, but I can still see my blemishes through it. So I personally would probably still go in and use a concealer as well, like over my actual places that I have spots, but like it's really evening out my skin tone, and I have quite textured skin, and going in over there with like the second layer just on this side here, where I do have like, you might not be able to see it on camera as much as you can in real life, but I do have like pretty enlarged pores here and quite textured skin, and definitely going in with that little second layer of that there, it's really taking that away and evening out my skin a lot. I really like the look of this foundation so far. Of course I would need to see how it wore throughout the day. I was going to do a wear test, but I didn't get up early enough this morning to film this video to be able to do a wear test. The idea was I was going to do this in the morning, and then like at the end of my day I was going to like show you how it looked, but I just needed that extra half hour in bed, so that didn't happen. But if anybody really wants to know how it wears throughout the day or whatever, you can ask me in the comments and I can let you know if anyone's curious. I can't remember if I've already said or not, but just for reference, I do have oily skin. I can see this foundation being pretty okay on any skin type actually. It doesn't feel like very drying or anything. I will just say, now that I've layered that up like a little bit more, like round my mouth, it looks like it's going like a tiny little bit cakey, and I mean like a tiny little bit cakey, but you know, like if you layer foundation, like that does tend to happen, of course. And if you've got lines and stuff, it's, if the lines are there, the makeup's going to settle into it. I know like on Instagram and stuff, like people look like porcelain dolls, but it's just not realistic. If you have blemishes, like, you're going to be able to see them to some extent, I think. And I think that it's probably just settling in round my mouth here, because I'll be honest, I need a lip wax. I think that's probably why, and like my pores just here and here are like a little bit bigger, so I think that's probably why it's looking more cakey. And like when I smile, I always, no matter what foundation I wear, I always get like this little Hitler tash line where my makeup creases. Honestly, it doesn't matter like if I'm wearing a £40 foundation or a £1 foundation, it does not matter, that will happen. Next I have a concealer. Again, I got the lightest shade that was available to me. I'm going to need to use this under my eyes, because even though that foundation is like a concealer, I really did just want to get like a concealer for under my eyes. Oh, and the concealer's in shade 330 as well. And it comes in like a little bottle like this with a little doe foot applicator, as is quite normal with concealer. Ooh. So that concealer's like more a watery consistency than I was thinking it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot thicker than that, but it feels quite watery. Ooh. Okay, so that was like a tiny little bit of that I used, and it covered under my eyes, literally no bother at all. Like, that just blended out in about half a second. It felt like it was going to be really watery and really like a very light coverage, but like that's more than enough coverage for under my eyes. Like, that's how much coverage I would usually use. Okay, I'm really impressed with that as an under eye concealer. Like, my under eyes look fucking flawless, if I'm being honest. I don't know about the consistency of this as an eyeshadow base, but man, I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? So like I said, I don't have a face powder from this brand, so I'm just going to really quickly go in with one that I use all the time. It's just like a little one from Ello that I've been using a lot lately, and I'm just going to use that to set my makeup in place. For a while there, I hadn't been setting my makeup in place at all. I had just been letting it like do its own thing, but I'm powdering it down today because I want to. Okay, and then next I have this highlighter stick here. I can't even remember what this shade looks like, to be honest with you. Done. Okay, so it comes in like a little chunky pack like this. I really shouldn't have powdered my face before using a cream product. I don't know why I done that, like, anyway, let's go over it, it's not the end of the world. So I have this 330, is this the shade or is everything 330? Oh, so this is the 330 highlighter stick. I didn't realise that I got everything in that shade. This is what it looks like here, and I'll show you on the back of my hand if you'll be able to see that at all. I don't know how good the lighting is, if you're actually able to pick that up or not. My camera cut out, that was so rude. And also, if the lighting's changing, I'm really sorry, I can't control the sun. So like I was saying, like, that's kind of like a champagne colour highlighter, which I never go for. I always go for pinky based highlighters. I just feel like champagne ones always leave like a kind of dark cast on me. Like, they look beautiful from the side, but then like when I'm face on, I always feel like you can see like a stripe of highlight, and I hate that. But pinky toned highlighters always sit really nicely on me. I just prefer them, but there wasn't any pinky toned highlighters, and this was the one that I thought would be light enough for my skin shade. My skin shade? Yeah, that's right, my skin shade. I'm just going to apply this to the top of my cheekbones and see what happens. Oh my god, that is way too dark for me. Okay. Way too dark. Okay, I actually blended out pretty easy with a sponge there. And I expected that it was going to make my foundation underneath kind of patchy, but it's actually not done that. It's given like the tiniest little whisper of a sheen ever. So, okay. I mean, it's really pretty, but I feel like I would probably more wear this on like no makeup days, but I still wanted to look really nice and glowy. I think this would be a really beautiful product, but you're not going to get like a really blinding highlight from it, or at least I'm not going to get a really blinding highlight from it. I'm just getting like a little sheen, but it actually looks really pretty, to be honest. It looks really nice and natural, to be honest. I was a little bit taken aback at first because I was so offended that it wasn't blinding, but now that I'm looking at it, that looks like that's my actual skin that's just glowy. You know how you always hear people talking about like the glow from within, like a lit from within look, and you're always like, what the fuck, shut up. Like, this is like a lit from within look, is what I'm telling you. Okay, I actually love that now. I think that's beautiful. It's just not like a blinding highlight, but it is like a kind of glossy, wet look, healthy skin look. I love that now. Oh god, what the frig has happened to my nose? The pores on the tip of my nose look terrible now that I've put that on. It's like really lifted the product off of my nose. What has happened? I'm taking a tiny little bit of that foundation and just hoping for the best. Okay, that's mainly fixed it now. That highlighter literally just ripped the makeup right off of my pores. That, my friends, was fucking horrendous. But it looks okay now. Like, the pores on my nose don't look great, if I'm being honest. But it's like okay looking. Oh, I actually forgot that I got another little highlighter. It's the 331 Duo Blush Highlighter. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to wear that blush shade because I would usually go for more of a soft pink. But while I try the highlighter shade, it looks very glittery. I don't even know why I picked this up. I don't even like it. I feel like this was an accident buy because I don't know in what world I would look at that and buy it. It's not my shade of blush, and I also don't like the look of that highlighter. It looks like it's going to be powdery. It feels like it's going to be powdery too. But I'm going to try it because you never know. Shut the fuck up. Penny! Please be quiet, ma'am. I'm going to need you to calm down. Okay, I'm just going to be this fluffy guy here. Whoa, that is a lot of kickback. I'm just going to... I don't know why I'm scared to put this on. I feel like it's going to look fucking powdery. And... I was correct. That's actually not too bad once I've blended it out. And of course, remember, this is on top of that stick highlighter, so I don't know how intense this would be if the stick highlighter wasn't there. It's okay. It's not my favourite highlighter in the whole entire world, but it's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. It's actually quite pretty. It's not blinding, it's not giving me anything wow, I love this, but it's okay. I feel like there's definitely other reasonably priced highlighters out there that is far better than this, that I would always reach for rather than this. But I mean, if you really, really like it, then go for it, but it's not my favourite. It's only okay is what I will say about it. And I'm going to try a light dusting of this blush. Okay, with blush, I do like to go over with my damp sponge after I've put it on and just kind of make sure that it's fucking blended in, because we don't want any harsh lines. That's alright, it's a nice enough matte blush. I like my blushes to have a tiny little bit more sheen to them, but again, it's okay. Like, I can't really say, what else can you say about a blush? It's okay, it's not my colour. I do not know why I bought this little palette. It must have been the madness of Primark. You know, Primark just like sends you into a madness and you just buy shit. I think that must have been what was going on. Okay, and then I have here the bronzer again in the shade 330. Alright, so it's just like that, a matte bronzer. Let's see how nice this is. I have high hopes for this actually. This looks like a shade that I would go for a bronzer. It's kind of not too warm toned, not too cool toned. It's just a nice in between, I would say. Oh, I like that colour, and you know, like, it's not super pigmented, but I mean that in like a good way. I hate when you go in with a bronzer and like you bang and like it's like right there on your face. I like to be able to build up a bronzer so that I'm not looking absolutely mental and then like ruin my full makeup look. And this seems to be buildable. It's building really nicely on top of itself. It's sitting nicely on top of the foundation. I really like this colour of bronzer so far. I feel like it really suits my skin tone. So if you have a similar skin tone to mine, you might well like this. Bronze up the old forehead. And again, just like I do with my blush, I always like to go in with my sponge afterwards. Like, I have quite textured skin here on my cheeks, like where I like to put my bronzer, and I find that it always, no matter what, is not the product, it's just my skin. Like, it can go like a little bit patchy there. So I just feel like going back over that with a sponge just helps to calm the situation down a little bit. I'm also just going to go in with a smaller brush and into that bronzer and try and contour my face a little bit. See how it looks with it as a contour. A lot of times I will just use my bronzer as a contour. I don't mind if it's not like super cool toned. Time is going on, the foundation is drying down a little more matte, and it is kind of settling into my fine lines and pores, like on my chin and round my mouth and round my nose. She's getting a little crispy. On the whole, she looks okay, but she's a bit crispy. Ooh! Time for the part I've been most looking for. That was so camp of me. Time for the part I've been most looking forward to, and it is the eyeshadow palette, and it is the 340 eyeshadow palette. It is just a neutrals palette. There you are. So it is just a neutrals palette. There's a lot of shimmer shades in there and only 3 matte shades, which they're not even completely matte. They have like a slight shimmer in them. So I found that kind of weird that they didn't put more matte shades in when it's so much easier to create a makeup look with more matte shades, but it's got all of these shimmers. However, we shall work with what we've got. So I feel like I'm going to create a very simple makeup look with this. I'm even going to take the shimmers up and into my crease. I don't mind doing that. I know some people are very strictly matte shades like in their crease and stuff, and they like to keep the shimmers for like on their lid, but we've not been given much choice, so we're going in with a shimmer in the crease. So I'm going to take this one here and use it kind of as like a transition shade. Hello? Okay, it's very light, that shade. I'm seeing it a little bit now that I'm adding more, but ma'am, we're going to need you to cooperate with us here. Okay, it's building up a little bit now. Okay, now that I'm getting like a little bit deeper into the pan, the pigment seems to be coming a little bit more. Some shadows do have an overspray, and you kind of have to like get down under that for them like to actually properly work properly. Maybe I should have done swatches of this. Can I be bothered doing swatches though? No. I also think like swatches don't mean anything. Like, something can swatch and it can be so shit but amazing on the eyes, and vice versa. Like, it can like swatch beautifully like on like a finger swatch and not do shit on the eyes. So sometimes I do feel like swatching is a tiny little bit pointless. Okay, I'm then just going to go in with this brown shade here and try and like get something on the go. I'm going to take that into my crease and see what happens. My problem is, what is coming up on my eye is not the colour that's in the pan. Like, nothing is really happening. I'm very disappointed. But like it does build on itself, so that's okay. It's just not like immediate like bam pigment right there, which is fine because like a lot of people don't want that. A lot of people want like a really neutral, wearable, everyday palette that like they're not going to have a hard time working with. So I think if that's what you think that you would like, then you might love this. But for me, I just have like other neutrals palettes that like are going to work so much easier than this. But I'm just going to keep adding that colour into the crease. The one thing I will say about them is they seem to blend out quite easily. Like any like harsh lines that are there, I'm just like swoop 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 and it's like going away. But that's because like there's not like a lot of pigment there to start off with. But it does seem to be blending out quite easily, so that's nice, eh? That's good. I'm going to go in with this darkest brown shade and see if I can make something happen. Let me just switch brushes and see if that makes any difference. I'll switch to like a kind of flatter brush like this, and I'm really fucking getting there. Right, now there is shadow on the brush. Will this shadow go on my eye? Right, okay. It's working a little bit better now. Ah, right, okay. Fuck yes. Thank God for that. I'm just placing that like on that outer corner and up into my crease. Okay. And then I'm going to use this little brush from before and just use that to like buff out the edges so she's not harsh. I'm going to go in with this one here on the centre of my lid. Why not? This is turning out a disaster anyway. And see if these like really shimmery ones are any better. A whisper of glitter is what you give me. So I'm taking that same colour on my brush and I'm just going to like spray it then with like a setting spray. And sometimes that can get like shimmers to up their game a little bit. My camera cut out there, so the lighting is probably different. Again, it looks like it's fine for this angle, and then I move like a tiny bit forward and it's like, hello? Flashback Mary? Is that you? So I've went in with that shade there with a sprayed brush and it is coming up a little bit better. Like it can be the norm for shimmer shadows to just work better like when they're applied wet. It just is how it is, man. Some shimmer shadows you get and they apply beautifully when they're dry as well, but this not being one of them. But these are actually applying really nicely when they're wet. Okay, and then I'm just kind of taking my fluffy brush and blending these kind of together so that it kind of blends nicely, you know how it is. I am then going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to go in with this kind of yellow gold shade here, and I'm just going to put that like right in the inner part of my eye. I just want to try like as many of these as possible. And I'm going to go in with this kind of white shade here and I'm just going to put that like in my very inner corner, and I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with it. With this, it's the darkest shade in the palette, but it's like quite glittery as well. It's like got kind of like goldy, reddy reflex on like a very dark brown is what it looks like. I'm just going to try and do something with that as well because why the hell not? I'm just going to take that on a little brush and I'm just going to pack that, or kind of run that should I say, on the outer half of my lash line. Seagull just flew by and called me a bitch. And I'm just going to blend that out with the brush that we used for that dark brown before. Just going to dip in with this shade here just on my finger and just kind of put that on the centre of my eye. Like, this is going to shit anyway, so I may as well just do what I feel like. Lower lash, I'm going to take that, this kind of brown here I'm going to take. I would say that's like a kind of, it's like a kind of purpley, cool toned brown is what I would call her. And I'm just going to run that along my lower lash line, if anything would like to show up. Mate, please. I swear to God, my neighbours can't so much as fucking breathe without my dogs thinking it's their business. And then I'm going to go in with this kind of champagne-y shade here, why not? And I'm just going to put this on the inner part of my lash line. I'm not loving the eyeshadow, and now I feel like as time's going on, the foundation is getting worse and worse and worse looking. It all started so well. Okay, I am then going to go in with the Definition mascara. They had two choices of mascara. One had like more of like a bristly brush kind of brush. You know what I mean? Like a brush. And this one was more of like a plasticky kind of brush, which I much prefer. It's actually a little bit bigger than the brushes that I would generally prefer, but I do much prefer a plasticky brush to kind of grab the lashes. I feel like a bristly brush, it just doesn't do it for me. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking and I'm just going to go in with it. Okay, so that's 2 coats on that eye, nothing on that eye. Not impressed. It just feels like there's hardly any product going on my lashes. Do you know what it's like? It's like it's blackening them, and that seems to be like all it's doing. It's not like lengthening, it's not curling, it's not volumizing, it's just putting black on them, and that's all it's doing. Which, if I was wearing false eyelashes, that would be fine, because if I'm going to put false lashes on, like, I am not like too fussed about what mascara I put on, because really all I need it to do is to make my lashes black, just so that they blend in with my false eyelashes. But are you actually fucking serious? Are you serious? Are you being serious right now, Perry? Oh. No, you want to pipe up? I can take all 3 years. Don't try me. You're all cancelled. It actually coated my lower lashes pretty well. Like, oh my god, this lighting is fucking trash. This lighting, hello, stop being a fucking man. Okay, so the lipstick I have is the matte lipstick, and it is in the shade 311. They maybe had about 6 or 7 lipstick shades to choose from, and this was the only one that I actually liked. And it is like a kind of pinky nude, kind of like a darker nude. Like, ooh. The colour of it reminds me of Candy K a little bit, but this is like, Candy K is like a little bit more bluey undertoned, I would say. This is like less bluey undertoned. Anyway, this really looks like a shade that I would wear probably on the kind of everyday basis. This is the kind of shades that I like, and I feel like they go with a lot of the eye makeups that I do as well, so I'm just going to put it on. They also had liquid lipsticks as well, but I didn't like any of the shades on the liquid lipsticks that they had. Or not even that I didn't like, I just didn't think I would wear them. Like, I kind of wanted to get a shade that I knew I wasn't going to be wasting my money on. I've totally messed up my lip line. Why am I rubbish at makeup today? It tastes nice. It feels comfortable on the lips. I like the colour of it. I hate how I've done my lips today. Like, I have royally effed up my lip line, but that's okay. We're not here to judge me, we're here to judge the makeup. Oh, see, now I'm looking at my eye makeup, I actually quite like it. Anyway, I'm going to hop off camera, fix my brows, bring my hair down, and then I'll be back for final thoughts. Okay, hi. So please don't judge my hair too harshly. One, in the battle, a fringe versus Kuzlik. Kuzlik is winning, so there's a whole middle section going on here. Also, if it looks kind of white, I have dry shampoo in because, you know, oily skin and fringe makes for like a very greasy situation. And also I did cut it myself, so that is why it is like the way it is. I don't know, the other day when I done it I really liked it, and the more I look at it the more and more and more I hate it, and the more and more it looks like a bowl cut. I'm really struggling with it. I do this all the time. I get a fringe and hate it, so I grow it out, and then I've grown it out and I'm like, you know what, it would be such a good idea if I got another fringe. And I literally never get a hairdresser to do it for me. I just do it myself because I think when I say like, oh maybe I should get a fringe, I mean I'm going to go and get a fringe right this very second. So don't judge, or do. I would be. Okay, anyway, final thoughts on the product. So the first thing was the 3-in-1 Primark concealer and foundation. When I first applied this, I really liked the product. As it is settled into my skin, it has dried down a lot more matte. Obviously I did set it in place with a powder, but it has dried down quite matte, and I do feel like it has settled into like my fine lines and pores and made my texture a little bit more prominent as it has dried down, which I wouldn't want it to do, obviously. I feel like you would maybe go on with this foundation better if you maybe had kind of skin more on the drier side of things. Definitely not going to give up on the foundation, because I do think even though like it has settled like in my lines and stuff, it still looks okay. The only place I would say that it looks really like cakey or anything is like round about my mouth. What I'm going to do next time that I put this on is I'm going to put on like a more hydrating primer and see if that just helps to stop the kind of into my lines and pores, and hopefully that will do the trick. Of course it does say that it's a concealer as well, which is why I was trying to build that up. Usually if I was putting foundation on I would just do the one layer of it, so next time I'm going to use a primer and one layer of it, and hopefully it looks a little bit better than this. I mean, it does not look bad like by any means. It doesn't look bad at all. It is just like a little bit crispy around this area. Very crisp. Then it was the concealer. I, from what I can see, love this concealer. It is very lightweight but very good coverage. It doesn't seem to be creasing or anything. I mean, of course it's settled into my lines. I really don't like when people say that like a concealer doesn't settle into your lines. Like, I just personally don't see how that's possible. If you have lines there, it is going to like settle into them. It is not Photoshop, it is makeup, but I get what people mean when they say like it doesn't go like super creasy. I did set it in place with a powder. Sometimes makeup still does go creasy when you set it in place with a powder. This one hasn't. It looks really good under my eyes actually. So I really like this product and I will be using this again. I feel like I can't really recommend it until I've tried it out a couple of times and of course seen how it wore throughout the day, but so far so good. I really like this product. Next was the highlighting stick. I wasn't all that sure about it at first because it wasn't like super blinding and in your face, but it actually gives a really pretty natural glow. I really like this. This was one of my favourite products, if not my favourite product I picked up today, maybe between this and the concealer, but I was very pleasantly surprised with it, and even with it being more of a champagne-y tone, like I said, I generally don't like that on my skin, but this was really nice. I think I probably would use this for more no makeup days, just to give me like a really pretty natural dewy glow. It's not really going to give you anything that's very blinding, but it would certainly just give you, like I said already, like that kind of like glow from within, as if like that's like your skin's natural sheeny glow. Next, it was the duo blush and highlighter. This product just wasn't for me. The highlighter was okay, it was kind of powdery. There is definitely reasonably priced highlighters out there that you can get your hands on that are a lot better than this, in my opinion. The blush just really isn't a colour that I would use. I feel like it would look better on maybe like deeper skin tones. It blended out fine. That's all I really have to say about that. Then it was the 330 bronzer. Loved this product. I think it applied beautifully. It was really easy to build the colour up, and the colour of it was really nice. I love how it sits on my skin, and this is a definite winner for me. I will 100% be using this bronzer again, and yeah, I just really like it. It's just kind of everything I would want in a bronzer. It's a really natural colour, it's not too orangey, it's just a really gorgeous bronzer that I will 100% be using again. Then it was the eyeshadow palette. As you've seen, I wasn't all that impressed with the palette, to be honest. The matte shades in the palette, I felt almost kind of just blended out into nothing. I did manage to get a relatively decent eye makeup look from it, but I just think I could have achieved this eye makeup look much quicker and much easier from another palette. If you are looking for like a kind of reasonably priced nude palette, then I would look into like the Revolution and Soph palettes, her original one and the Extra Spice one. Both really good, and I think they are maybe around about the £10 mark or something, and honestly, like, really good quality shadows. Elf also really have some really good quality shadows for really reasonably priced, and I just think when there is alternatives like that out there at a good price, like any kind of shadows like this where I really need to take my time to work with or anything like that, I just can't be bothered. Like, if I can get an eyeshadow that's going to like work really easily for me, I'm obviously always going to reach for that than I would for this. I wasn't all that impressed with this palette, and I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it was bad, and I do think the shimmers are quite nice when they're wet, so I will still use this. I will still use the shimmer shades, but like I said, there is many palettes out there that are a lot better than this and still very reasonably priced. Then it was the mascara. I did not like the mascara. I don't really feel like it done all that much to my lashes. I mean, if you were looking for like a very natural lash and you just wanted something to kind of tint your lashes black, then this could be the mascara for you. For me, I found the wand almost kind of awkward to get into my lashes, because like the bristles on the plastic bristles were like too long. I don't know, I just didn't like the wand, and I don't like how it applied to my lashes. Apologies, my camera cut out once again. She cuts out all the time. So like I was saying, if you were looking for a mascara that you literally just wanted to make your lashes black, this might be the one for you. And I will probably still use this when I'm wearing false lashes and I do need a mascara for just that, but like, would I say run out and buy this? No. Go and get like the Mascara Revolution from Makeup Revolution. That is a cheap mascara that works really well. It lengthens, curls and volumizes your lashes and makes them black. So no, And the final product was the 311 matte lipstick. I really like the colour of this. It was easy to apply, it feels comfortable on the lips. I wouldn't say that it's like a true matte lipstick. I'd say it's more like, it has like a little bit of sheen to it, like it's not completely matte, it's not like a gloss or anything, but there is a little bit of sheen there, so I wouldn't say that it's completely matte, but that's fine. Like I like the colour of it. It feels really comfortable on the lips. It doesn't really feel like I have anything on. So yeah, the lipstick would be a winner from me. Alright, that is the end of the video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!